All right. Let's get it.
Let's do it.
Vámonos. ¿Qué onda, mi César?
¿Cómo andas, Omar? ¿Cómo andamos?
Bien, bien. Se te olvidó todo ahora, man.
Ahora se me olvidó todo. Bajé unas cosas, like my headphones, and then I just forgot to put them in the bag. Y luego se me cayó mi esclava.
Tu esclava, damn. That's la buena suerte. Es para que te cuiden.
Y
It's like since you were a kid, no? Like
no, I got it like probably like a year or two ago.
Oh, that's not that far.
Yeah, but then the other day I forgot what I took it off for because I didn't want it to get damaged. So cuando me la pongo otra vez, I usually tighten the little thing so it doesn't come loose by itself.
Yeah.
And I must have forgotten porque ahora.
Oh, it tightens by like a thread or
no,
like
it's like a lip.
Okay.
And it like doesn't let it come loose.
Oh, okay.
So if the lip, when you press it down to take it off, you press it down y así ya sale.
Code Red, folks. Help us find that. If Cesar can't find it here.
Unfortunate.
I looked downstairs when we were like on the way up. It's not here, so.
I don't think it's here either.
A ver dónde lo encuentras. Pero un sapo verde to you, to el Cesar, folks. Hit him up in the comments. Rayenle su madre, que he deserves it. No, it was his birthday over the weekend. Salimos el sabadito. Teníamos que.
A huevo teníamos que, pero se puso muy intensa la cosa, at least for me.
At pickup. No. No, you did come out to pick up.
Yeah, Saturday.
It was popping. It was good.
I feel like it was like a great whole day.
Yeah.
Apart from the evening where I got a little bit too
La pedota.
Pedo. But I mean, overall, I had a good birthday. I had a good
tenía
Saturday.
Que pasar. Es tu birthday también.
Pero es uno de esos que dices, güey, like if I would have got less tipsy,
yeah,
it would have been more fun.
Yeah. But you know, como es la raza, güey.
Pero pasa.
La raza, they feed you the drinks, right?
¿Y qué vas a decir que no?
No, hombre. Primero un zape antes que... That's how it is, like low-key. Like, I think everyone around you knows that we would love to have you nice y sobrio toda la noche y ahí con nosotros. But even more fun, vámonos de otro pinche shot, right? And then it's just a good time. But no, yeah, it was a good time. Downtown San Jose-ish area.
Yeah, and then...
Aquí did you dirty.
Willow Glen area, yeah. Did me dirty.
The swirls did you dirty. It always is like that, man.
My second time having it properly, because I went once and it was just like...
that with the squad.
And then, second time, and both times I've had a pretty rough night.
Yeah, that's what it is. Todos nos creemos muy machitos saying that we can do 3 swirls. We can 2, no problem. 3, I don't know. And then you drink 2 and you're having a rough time the rest of the night.
Yeah, you're dead.
Let us know your Aki experiences if you guys have been there, folks. But
if not, go try them out.
Yeah, try them out.
Careful.
Just stop at 1.5, 2 maximum.
Even though they taste fire, huh?
They are fire. But no, yeah, big happy birthday to you, mi Cesar.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Happy birthday. But welcome back, folks, to episode 147. Ahí le vamos a 150, and we've talked about it. I kind of got a good idea for 150. It's going to fall perfectly in 3 weeks. I think that's going to be the 150th episode. Stay tuned, folks. A couple of announcements before we get rolling. We have our tailgate this weekend.
Yeah, San Jose Earthquakes tailgate. They're playing Portland Timbers May 3rd.
It's not a Cinco de Mayo celebration this year.
Which is kind of surprising. They usually have it at Levi's, at least for the previous 2 years.
So there is the LAFC match, which was the Cinco de Mayo one last year. I think the past 2 years maybe. Yeah. But this year that match is later, I think like September, and it's at Levi's.
Oh, okay,
so they kind of just moved it, and they're not celebrating Cinco de Mayo for this one.
Which is weird. But
it's Colombian Heritage Night, which is cool.
Oh,
okay. Un chingo de colombianos out.
Vénganse,
pásenle con confianza. No, but it's going to get popping. We're going to do pickup in the morning for local folks that want to come out and play. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, come out, play some footy with us. It gets really fun. Co-ed, okay? So if you're a girl that wants to get running, passing the ball, playing, come out.
This last time we had 4 girls.
We had 4 girls playing.
Arriba las mujeres, vámonos.
Sí, saben mover la pelota y todo.
Yeah, no, yeah, we have some habilidosas out there. So come on through. If you're a lady and you want to get out and get some minutes in, come out and play. And then we're going straight to the match. Probably be there around 4:30 at the tailgate lot. You have to walk by it no matter how you get to the stadium. So
we'll make sure of that.
So stop by. You'll see DJ Los on the decks.
Which he might have a little surprise for all of us.
Yeah, he said he's cooking lately. He said he's got a full playlist of, I think he said Latino playlist, thousands hip hop, y no sé qué onda, but I was like, sounds great to me.
Yeah, let's do it.
So it's about to get popping. So come on through, have some fun, some good wholesome fun. We'll have drinks, we'll have some food for folks. We'll have some merch out.
Hey,
that's one big thing I would like to announce to folks. We're going to have merch there. A ver how jankily we can merchandise it. Así. We would really appreciate your guys' help because this is going to go towards the scholarship that we already announced, which is coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, stay tuned to that as well.
But the proceeds of this will go directly to that. Not even a percentage, directly, porque no tenemos lana.
Yeah.
So it will all go to it.
Straight to that.
So, yeah. So, yeah, we would appreciate y'all if you come through and have some fun. I just got back from Mexico.
Yeah, how was that?
One last super quick thing. It was a lot of fun. La Ciudad de Mexico is always a good time. I got to see mi abuelo. I got to see mi tío. They came over to the area that we were staying at. We were staying pretty far from them. Más hacia el centro. Took out my wife, los cuñados, homies, just to show them around. And they loved it. I loved it. This time, I mean, no me tocó nada de los stomach issues, which was dope. So it was an amazing time.
Yeah. Did you make it to any games maybe out there?
Que te ríes? Si ya sabes. The only match, folks, within the city limits was America versus Mazatlán. And it was the last game of the season, overall, the jornada, right? So, like, I wanted to make it to something because past years we go Memorial Day weekend, and that's always like semis, like playoffs, and my Chivas are like, if we go to Jalisco, they're not in it.
Yeah.
If we go to El DF, like everyone will be out somehow, and I just can't go. But we made it out. They got 5 goals.
Yeah.
So it was fun. Watch a little footy.
That's todo.
It was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, the videos you guys sent over seemed like it was a lot of fun singing Mi Mayor Arnello.
It's the stadium is lit, man. It's not like we've talked about it. It's not like Quakes games.
Yeah.
It's completely.
It's funny because I was also talking about we were talking about German football, so the Bundesliga with the client from work, and he was telling me that you're so passionate about your club because ever since you're born, your father goes and makes you a socio de los clubes.
Oh, true, huh?
So
you be part owner or something.
Yeah, with that like enthusiasm, with that passion for your club. And he's like, yeah, you can't compare that to like what the Quakes have here. Con todo respeto.
Here we go, Galaxy. Here we go. Doesn't compare. Different.
So, yeah, I mean, in Mexico, I'm pretty sure it's the same.
It is, man. Everyone there, I don't think most people are socios de su equipo in Mexico, but like your parents, they inculcan a la vida, ¿no? La pasión, everything. Like, it's crazy. And the Estadio Azul, what kind of culture shocked me, blast from the past, is that they still have the bardas up around La Barra Brava.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I thought we got rid of that. So, no, but they were still covered, like the big ass America section, and then they like lined them with cops all around. And I'm like, damn, y'all are home too. Like, what the fuck?
But no fights, so sí,
no,
gente violenta.
Todo chido. The whole, not a single bad person, not a single bad character, not a single, like, even bad vibe. Entrando al estadio, gente, like, hasta los revendedores were hella nice. They were just like, hey, ¿qué quieres? No sé qué, ¿quieres boletos? And I was like, no. Nomás voy a buscar. He's like, oh, pues por allá vas. And they're like, everyone was fucking awesome in la Ciudad de Mexico overall. Wow. Good time.
That's great. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Went to Xochimilco, got some mariachi in us. Went to las tortas de chilaquiles.
We were talking about that Saturday, yeah.
Bro, todavía me la sueño, güey. Todavía. Ay.
It sounds so like counterintuitive because they're both carbs.
They're both carbs, but that's what La Ciudad de Mexico is known for, tortas de anything.
Yeah.
Right? And it's always a shock because it's a carb on a carb on a carb on a carb.
Yeah.
Tortas de tamal.
I know.
Carb.
It just sounds heavy. Yeah?
Tortas de pollo, pero de milanesa. The milanesa is the carb on it, the breading on it, right? Yeah. So like, and then they add frijoles to it, right? And then like cheese. I mean, cheese is not really carb, but they had cheese on top of it. It was so freaking good.
Wow.
Una chulada. You guys need to go out to Mexico City if y'all can.
And then, where's that shirt from?
Oh, también from a footy shop. We went and El Jugador Número 12 se llama. They have 2 spots in Roma Norte, which is kind of a bougie area. And they're walking distance from each other. Super close, but they got some really cool stuff. The stores
are really close to each other?
Yeah, but one of them's in like a little... Almost like a little San Pedro Square cute shops.
Como un tianguis.
Sí, como un tianguis. Como que they have a little corner de una tienda bonita. And then the other ones, they're full standalone. Like it's just them in there. And yeah, I got this jersey. I got a Pumas one. And I got a...
What year the Pumas? Did you send it in the chat? I don't think I seen it.
It was on the TikTok that I made.
Oh, okay.
It's like from 2012. I just wanted a big Puma one.
Yeah.
That's the big thing I want. I want a big Puma, minimalist stuff around it, big Puma.
Yeah.
And I found
low-key Pumas has some really good jerseys over the years.
And they're one of the few Nikes, right? In Liga MX. So like Nike's cooking for them.
Yeah.
No, but good time. So ahí los veo en la Ciudad de México, cabrones. But let's get right into it. Cesar, jam-packed agenda. A whole bunch of stuff going on. We got Champions League that happened. We're in semifinals now. We got the Premier League completely wrapped up. Dios mío.
Yeah. Taunting shit.
That's it. Pinche Tottenham. We got Spain, Copa del Rey, no league. We got a whole bunch of other leagues going on. That's why I'm wearing the jersey, because a little something happened in South America we'll talk about. CONCACAF Champions Cup. We just had Messi eliminated right now, folks. This just happened 10 minutes ago.
Adios.
Que chulada.
Where's Messi?
We're such freaking haters that Messi, bro. You're a Barcelona fan.
I know, but it's just ever since his World Cup, I'm just like, bro, like you've had so much help. Like,
yeah, it is.
I was a big fan when he was at Barcelona, like before he left PSG. But now I just borderline can't stand him.
Have you seen those numbers that like talk about how Gianni Infantino or whatever the fuck his name is, de la FIFA, joined in 2016, and that's the year that Messi started winning international trophies.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the year they won the Copa America, the first one that he won.
Copa America, I don't know.
That's a big trophy.
It is, but like que le haya ayudado así tan rápido.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just a coincidence. Yeah. I don't believe it. It's just a coincidence that he struggled this whole time. He almost wanted to retire because he couldn't win trophies with Argentina, right? And then the moment that Infantino gets there, he starts winning trophies, and now everyone says that he's assisted in every tournament that he's in, right? But who knows? We'll talk about it. But I'll see. Now they're eliminated, so goodbye. Bye-bye. Liga MX playoffs started, the play-in, so we'll get into that.
I have something to say about one of the keepers in the play-in.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. But let's get it then. Champions League, Cesar. Let's start off with the least exciting one because it was yesterday.
Okay. I like the way you're going.
I was going to not say yesterday and just say the Barcelona match today.
Oh, yeah.
No, Arsenal versus PSG yesterday. A bit more ajedrez. No, 2 Spanish coaches. Que se creían. There was some smack talking before.
Oh, was
Luis
there?
Enrique came out and said a couple weeks before that he knew how Arteta was going to play.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wait, si supieras, you wouldn't have lost 2-0 in group stages, okay? También no me andes chingando, okay, Luis Enrique.
Okay.
But no.
That's what you thought before the match, right?
Before the match. But we'll get into what I think about it now. But no, yeah, in London, in North London, Arsenal had their home match, their home field advantage. They didn't really have home field advantage because they had a shitty tifo.
Yeah, I mean, starting off, when you walk out, te enseñan ese tifo, you're like...
I mean, it's not bad. Bro. It's not like you're saying it affects the players. Like, it does not affect the players. It just doesn't intimidate. But it doesn't affect the players that I'm like, oh.
Does it affect the fans, yes or no?
Affect the fans?
Yeah. The fans in the stadium at
I'm
that
sure
moment.
They would have been rowdier if they had a more epic one. They supposedly, I had read last week that they had gotten a tifo rejected because of what it said. They made like a Paris joke, like about, I don't know, like a war or something. So I think they didn't have enough time to turn it around, to pay another $5 designer.
I'm dead. It's just jokes.
But yeah, it was just the cannon.
Just the cannon, yeah.
Just the cannon.
He didn't even say Arsenal. Just had the cannon.
They should have just taken like the ban and like started lighting fireworks and shit or something, or like people started fighting in the stands. I'm just kidding. But like, there should have been something rowdiness, right, to get the blood going.
That's what I mean. It's like you need to start off like if you're there and then you're all the fans in the stadium are giving you so much energy, like it riles you up.
Yeah, because let's get right into it. That same sleepiness of the tifo carried into the match. Arsenal no se vio en la primera mitad, especially in the first like 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. And within 10 minutes, within 5 minutes, Dembele gets a goal. And
who else is that? It's like Dembele scoring a goal. Like
who else is what I would say to Barcelona fans? Because you guys were hate watching Arsenal, but you guys are hate watching Dembele. Like so, no le hallo.
Los dos.
Our Discord folks is like all of a sudden 90% Barcelona fans.
Yeah, all of a sudden a lot of people are hate watching.
Last season when Arsenal was like good, everyone was happy about Arsenal, and then all of a sudden they bottled it, they that, and now everyone's a Barcelona fan because nobody wants to see Arsenal win trophies
or PSG for that matter.
But I mean, one of them has to move on,
right?
All of a sudden, you guys choose PSG
for this match, yeah. Especially because we get to stick it to Mbappe.
Yeah, because they'll move on, and también a Messi, también a Neymar.
No, but it was all Mbappe's issue.
Was it?
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen the Luis Enrique video where he gets mad at Mbappe for not defending, right? But I would say Messi equally didn't defend as Mbappe, right? Mbappe sometimes te echa la mano, right? But Messi doesn't defend.
But Messi's Messi.
I know that. Mbappe's Mbappe right now. And he was putting up world numbers with PSG, right? But sometimes one player's statistical numbers, if they're not helping you defensively, you bleed more goals, right? So like, but no, yeah, Dembele hate watch, but he got a goal and then he came off injured.
Yeah, which was unfortunate, but very like Dembele, always getting injured, scoring, or not apareciendo aunque esté healthy.
Sí, apareció.
Pero ahora con PSG, especially this season, ya estamos mirando un Dembele que así lo quería el Barcelona.
Yeah.
But so now that he gets injured, it's like, okay, well maybe it's still that old Dembele getting injured.
That old Dembele getting injured. But I mean, he's killing it. 5th in goals.
I think more than Dembele, I think it's just PSG doing well. It's like Luis Enrique finally having a team and players who actually want to play how he wants the team to play.
And the system fits Dembele, so then he ends up agarrando la fruta, no? Like all the benefits of it. He's also kind of playing like they're 9.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he has tap-ins, he has rebotes that he puts away, so that makes his numbers look even better.
Yeah, and then he has people like Vitinha and like other center midfielders who can help him.
Oh, yeah. Let's just start getting into the game. Yeah, Vitinha, Neves, and Ruiz, Fabian Ruiz. That mid, if Mbappe had like exactly those guys and Messi and Neymar, they wouldn't have to do anything. They work so much.
Yeah.
They're by like hands down the strongest mid in this tournament. They're so good. Vitinha, everyone's like, oh, Balón d'Or, like he's like the hype name right now. But goddamn, this team is good. Neves is a baller on that team.
You'd put Vitinha over Pedri?
I think they're pretty even. But Pedri does more for Barcelona than I would say. Vitinha, the whole team is well balanced.
Yeah.
In Barcelona, Pedri does so much.
Yeah.
He makes up for what Frenkie de Jong can't do, or what he only has so much space he can cover. Pedri does the rest. Vitinha is world class right now at what he does, but Neves is just as good right next to him. Ruiz is a little bit less, but he's there. That whole team is just balanced.
Okay.
But give me your thoughts. What do you think of the game? Like overall, did PSG dominate? Arsenal, do you think they just got unlucky? What do you think?
I just think Arsenal is back to, let's just touch the ball from left to right, from right to left. Center backs touch the ball. Nunca en ese juego sentí que, like Arsenal are gonna score or they're really dangerous or PSG se está salvando. Yeah. It just felt like very repetitive. Like it just fell into PSG's playbook. Diciendo, hey, we're just gonna wait, close the spaces, and they have to be creative. I didn't feel like the only one that was semi-creative was maybe Saka in moments or Martinelli in other moments, but they just couldn't find your striker or you couldn't find Rice from the back or Odegaard no apareció. Yeah. It just felt like very, no sé si the moment was just too big for this Arsenal team, but it felt that way.
Yeah, I think the player that least stood out to me, the one that I would probably blame the most on like not getting anything going is Trossard. Mm-hmm. And partially can't blame him 100% because he was ultimately in there at striker because Partey got accumulation of yellows. He's off. Arsenal doesn't have any other center mids other than who's been playing striker, which is Merino. Yeah. Right. So he has to go back to his natural position. You have to put in a striker. You also don't have any strikers. Yeah. So then you put in the winger who technically has played striker before at Brighton. And como que no sale las cosas, right? Like you're experimenting in a semifinal, which is tough to do when you tried him in league at striker there. And just once in a blue moon, he would have a baller game. But for the rest of the time,
it'd be tough.
Unless así, güey, se está buscando el solo, yo creo. Like, it's tough.
Yeah.
So I think I'll go into a little bit more, but I think Arsenal has room for growth for the next match. But Declan Rice, I did see him all over the pitch, just trying his freaking heart out. Ese güey ahorita anda todo terreno. But a lot of the rest of Arsenal, especially in that first half, I thought the moment got to them a bit. Como que no se veían comfortable. They were letting PSG win every ball. PSG was way more intense. They were earlier to things. And it's just like, that's kind of Arsenal's DNA. So, ¿qué onda? ¿Por qué? ¿Qué les está faltando? What's going on? The second half, I think, was a different story. I think Arsenal played a lot better, but that pelotita just wasn't going in. And like you mentioned, they also didn't like statistically give themselves a chance to like almost one of these will go in, right?
Yeah.
They got the one, they scored it. He was offsides. You got to give yourself more of a chance.
Yeah, you're right. Expected goals are 1.6 on football for Arsenal, but I mean that I can remember. I watched parts of the second half. Y no me acuerdo que digamos, like Donnarumma made a world-class save.
He got some good saves. He had like 6. He had 5 saves. In the second half, he had a good amount of saves. Interventions. He had a really strong one on Trossard, who got a breakaway with Declan Rice. But they were, like, Arsenal wasn't dominating to the point where you felt like the goal was coming.
Right.
Somebody in my work chat was making the joke that Arsenal's really banking on a set piece right here. Right, yeah. That like what we were talking about in league when just not the wrong pieces are there, and you're just like, where's the goal going to come from? Where's it going to come from? Right. But I think if we start talking about for the future, I think if we get Merino back in there, you get Partey back in the middle. Partey does a lot that Declan Rice doesn't do to allow Declan to do other things.
Gotcha.
And then Merino up top is a big body, which I think he can really cook against Marquinhos, who Marquinhos is older, and William Pacho is está verdecito. He's a baller. He's so good, but está verdecito. Come on, body him, right? So I'm excited for the next match.
Yeah, and it's only 1-0. It does suck that you're gonna have to go to Paris and get the result, but if Arsenal can get one on the board, I feel like the game will just open up massively. It'll be up to either. But you just can't forget that this Luis Enrique's team, mainly, yo le doy mucho crédito a él porque he's been in situations like this with Barcelona and with other teams where they make it to the later stages. He has players like Donnarumma, who's with the Italian team winning Euros, Marquinhos with Brazil. It's like Hakimi at the World Cup with Morocco. He has players who have made it pretty deep, and can still, really good youngsters can still give you a headache and maybe score 1 or 2 goals and just tell Arsenal bye-bye.
Yeah. Though the interesting thing that we got to take into account now is there were injuries in this match. So that's going to affect how these teams really stand up against each other at the next match. From PSG side, and probably the biggest injury, Dembele came off with a knock at the end of the game. I haven't heard much about it, but we're going to hear about it over the next couple of days. He's probably not going to play over the weekend because they already won the league. So, les vale, right?
Yeah.
Arsenal's injuries, también, they already lost the league, so they probably will rest players. But Dembele being out, if he is next week, would be humongous. In my opinion, as an Arsenal fan, I think I would be a lot more comfortable with that match, that we have a good chance if Dembele is out, because they'll put Gonzalo Ramos or they'll put somebody else in, and no es igual, no es la misma cosa.
Yeah. So it's going to be a really good match. I just hope there's goals and it's not boring like the first one. We want to be a little bit more like the Barcelona game.
Then from the Arsenal side, Timber came off with the knock in the 83rd minute. He was getting cooked by Kvaratskhelia a good amount of the game. So we'll see if we didn't get to see a lot from Ben White, if he can hold up.
I almost forgot about him. I almost forgot when he was lining up to come inside. I was like, holy shit, a blast from the past. No miraste way. And
I mean, I feel comfortable with him there as far as defensive work. Totally. I feel like I don't feel like the same way that we felt when Kiwior was about to come in.
Mm-hmm.
What more can he give, right? He has to attack as well, or else that side might get overloaded. So a couple of interesting matchups to keep in the back of your mind. We're all expecting a really good matchup next in Paris. Let's move on to the second match today, Barcelona versus Inter Milan. In Barcelona, first 20 minutes, and they find themselves down 2-0.
Yes. In the first minute, they're already down 1-0.
Down a goal off of a little taquito play from
Thuram.
Off of a Dumfries assist. Dumfries,
dude, balled out.
Dumfries was lighting up that side. Gerard Martin on the left. He was not having a fun time.
A really tough time. It came out at the half.
And then after, in the second half, Barcelona actually came out con puro center back, because they brought in Eric Garcia, who's a center back. They basically put him back there. Inigo Martinez, Cubarsi, and then they ended up bringing in Ronald Araujo. So 4 center back line, casi parecían Arsenal like 2 seasons ago. And then we get another goal to Dumfries, una pinche chilena on the 21st minute, dude.
Off of a corner. That corner that Barcelona just couldn't defend for the rest of the match, because Dumfries got a second goal off of a corner.
Exactly, yeah. Overall, it just seemed like it was Inter Milan was like the big brother. Barcelona was like the young, energetic kid.
Yeah.
And the big older brother, que hasta le duele la espalda, was like, hey, bro, I still got piernitas. Let's go. What's up?
Yeah. Especially Dumfries, the one scoring.
Well, Dumfries isn't that old. He's freaking 29, but Mkhitaryan having a crazy-ass game, 36. Freaking Kalhanoglu at 31, having a fucking match of his life.
Sommer 36, so...
Yeah, so Inter seemed like they had it all under control, and they were about to completely cook. And then who else other than the youngest kid on the pitch, Yamal, coming back with his own play?
Yeah.
Barcelona looked like they had no life. They looked like every once in a while they had some energy to go and attack, but they were living and dying by Yamal.
Yeah. After the first goal, they kind of realized they have to give him the ball sooner. Let him nomás dásela Yamal on the side. He'll find a way to cook.
Bro, if all else fails, just look for the bright-haired kid who just recently dyed his hair.
Which he did. It was a really nice goal. The one he scored kind of cuts a few players.
It was a worldie, man. God damn.
Inside in the box, and then just with the inside of the left foot.
He was like, I'm not going to pass this shit.
Vámonos.
¿A quién se lo va a dar? Nobody's doing anything.
But I got to do it. I got to do everything.
And it was like he did it. I forgot against Celta Vigo a couple weeks ago. Those like where he's running and it doesn't even look like he has a wind up, but he just like la cachetea nomás, and he still gets a nice curve on it, and he puts it like perfectly away from the keeper. Yeah. And you're just like, bro, like what chance does a keeper have on those, or defender? Like he doesn't even look like he's about to kick it. He looks like he's going to do another recorte.
Yeah. It's just his body feints are insane también.
Yeah.
He had another one right after his goal. I put it in the chat. It was like, it kind of reminds me of that Ronaldinho against Atletico Bilbao, where Pinto, or I forgot the goalie's name, tips it and it hits the bar.
Yeah.
So it's the same similar play. Say, well, one of the right backs, the left backs, Bastoni or someone lo dejó en el piso, just shoots it, and Sommer gets a hand on it and hits the bar. If that would have gone in, I would have lost my shit at work.
Yeah, it seemed like whatever he wanted to do, he could do, and he would have to be the one that makes the difference for Barcelona. But we ended up getting Rafinha with a goal involvement off of a cross. He gets a recentro off of a header, right? He gets a header back in, and then Ferran Torres gets a nice hard finish right in front, right in the goal, in the keeper box, basically. Puts it away, and we're 2-2.
2-2.
Exciting. You can never count. Just with that, you can never count Barcelona out, because even if they're down by 2 goals, 3 goals, they'll put them away in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Don't even trip. So we got a 2-2, and then after that, Dumfries comes right back in the second half. Mete otro golecito.
Yeah, from a corner as well.
I was in work meetings too, and I was like, it's over.
It was disappointing, and then I clicked away, and then I hear my phone buzzing. Que ya metió otro gol Barcelona a minute later.
1 minute later. That's the only one I didn't see. Did you see that one?
Yeah, it was off of a corner, Barcelona corner. I think it was Lamine was the top of the 18, closer to the corner. He lets it go, and then Rafinha's on la media luna, y él nomás le da un zapatazo. It hits the top of the bar, and then it bounces on Sommer's back, and it goes in.
Pinche suerte.
Hasta suerte.
That is some suerte. That's a little bit of bad luck for Jan Sommer there, who had a good match. He had like 5 saves outside of that, which got me my prize pick money. I did Sommer over 4.5 saves, and then Pedri over like 75 touches.
Which you did, right?
Cooked. Yeah, no, easy money. But no, yeah, that was the conclusion of a really great game, a really tight match, exciting. Just tells us in Milan there's going to be even more goals.
Yeah,
I thought this was going to be really, really, really tight. I thought it was like a low scoring too, because the way that Inter just shuts down.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, most of the time they did, but it's a weird combination because they do like to attack. Lautaro, I know, came out injured, but
yeah, that's gonna be rough.
Yeah, him, Thuram, whoever was up there would try and get in behind Barcelona, which they actually had 2 goals that got called offsides because they were just kept trying to just go in behind and not play the obvious pass and just wait for one of the wingers to come up, like Dumfries, or on the other side, Di Marco, and put in a good cross or find a good play, dribble it in. Pero, I mean, Barcelona, la pinche suerte was on their side because one of those goals, it was like half a foot. That was offside.
It was less than half a foot. The commentators were saying that it's like a untied shoelace of a distance, right? Like, yeah, it's that difference that it makes, and that's the risk that you playing a high line. Mm-hmm. Barcelona's really aggressive with it because they probably thought, you know what, this overall team is kind of older. We can catch everybody up. Don't even trip. But low-key, 3 goals from Barcelona back line, like that's eran agua. No les fue muy bien a la defensa.
Yeah, but hopefully, against Inter, we make sure we don't, at least on set plays, because those were 2 goals that came in from set plays.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, Lautaro coming off injured. We'll see how serious that is. Mehdi Taremi, the Iranian striker coming in, is a good baller, but he's no Lautaro.
He's no Lautaro.
That's a big break for Barcelona if they get him instead of Lautaro next week. And it's a big thing of injuries. Every team getting at least one major injury, because también Barcelona, Jules Koundé coming off injury.
Yeah, which is going to hurt us. He's really good on the right side, paired with Lamine Yamal. Le ayuda mucho. I know over the weekend he got the game winner against Real Madrid. So
yeah,
it's going to be a big
banger.
miss.
Goddamn. So probably starting Ronald Araujo if he can't make it next week for any reason. So you're going to get really, really big, really heavy back line.
Yeah.
If that is the case. And then Yamal before the match, actually, one thing we didn't call out, he was breaking the internet because he was getting treatment on like a thigh during warm-ups, and he had to come out of warm-ups because he felt a little something. But those 17-year-old muscles, man, those legs.
Pinche icy hot. Hey, con esto te curas.
He's like, hey, nomás échame agua. Ahorita vámonos.
Yeah, 17, bro. I wish we were 17 because nada te para.
Bro, I'm here with the freaking shoulder brace. I'm over 30, bro, and this shit doesn't heal like it used to. Yeah. God damn. But no, like we said, amazing match. Next one in Milan will be an amazing match as well. Yeah, you got Barcelona moving on, right?
Yeah.
You got PSG moving on, right?
PSG. Who do you have? Your Arsenal?
Inter and Arsenal, baby. Let's go.
Damn, that would be wild. Ahí se la doy a Inter.
Any combination of these four, they're going to be great finals.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out, folks. May 31st, Champions League final, midday on a Saturday. We're going to do it here at the Running Shop and Hop in Morgan Hill.
Through.
Let's go. Come have a cervecita, una chela, and watch some footy with us. Let's get it. But that's what it is for Champions League, folks. So let's get right into the Premier League. That is all wrapped up. Liverpool have officially won the Premier League by smacking Tottenham. Was it 5-0?
5-1.
Oh, they did score one.
Yeah.
They were up 1-0.
Yeah, Tottenham started winning.
Ay.
Solanke put him up. I was like, yes. Ese lo celebré a todo dar because I have him in STL.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
Bro, you're sucking ass in the budget one.
Oh, yeah. I felt pretty, yeah. I was top 3. I'm in 4th right now.
Cesar's in 4th. He top 3 get money, Cesar, and you dropped out. And you have a chance, but
I have a chance.
You have a chance, but no.
I'm going to triple captain Salah.
I'm dead. He's watched in that week. He's not gonna play.
Yeah, he's not.
Your boy is first place in that one. Second place in draft.
Yeah, you're cooking.
You're not even in the top 3,
dude. In the draft one, I felt pretty hard. I was borderline almost
relegation for a quick second,
and then I got 2 wins back to back. I went, what?
Damn. No, but yeah, Liverpool with the 5-1 win over Tottenham. Everyone scored. Diaz, McAllister, Kakpo, Salah.
Yeah, McAllister's goal was nice.
Yeah, I mean, they had to put the cherry on top for Arne Slot's first season with Liverpool. All the turning up afterwards, everyone's throwing champagne on each other and having the time of their life, and all of us Arsenal fans were watching on our couches like, damn.
Were you even clapping?
Must be nice. I mean, I have no hate towards Liverpool.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I like seeing good football players get their flowers. Van Dijk deserved something.
Van Dijk, todos. I mean, everybody had a great season. Hopefully next year is Newcastle. It's a great footballers as well.
No, I doubt it. No, focus on making top 4. Yeah, confórmate con eso. What do we got in top 4, though? That's what we have left, right? So we got Liverpool locked in at the 1. Arsenal 67, almost locked in for 2nd. Your Newcastle snuck their way into 3rd.
Well, let's go.
No manches. 62 points. Ahí les va
Are
City.
You surprised, though?
Hey,
I'm in 3rd. Boys.
Hey, I'm the one that's cooking. I'm about to get a perfect 4 for 4 for my original predictions. I said Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Newcastle. Okay. You said Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle. You said.
Wait, but are you saying you got them in actual
I'm about
order?
to get them all in order once City passes your Newcastle.
Once I thought
it's a 1 point difference. I said. Okay. Where's your Chelsea? Right behind them all. You're not gonna cook.
City needs to drop, but Nottingham Forest needs to stay. I think that said
no. You said Chelsea 2nd.
Oh, I know, but who are my top 4? Was
Liverpool, Chelsea,
Arsenal. I forgot who I put 4.
Newcastle.
Oh,
you're Newcastle.
I thought we did 5 for a second.
No,
we did 4.
You're not cooking. You're not. That's what's happening. But yeah, Chelsea 60, Nottingham Forest 60. Who's falling?
Aston Villa.
They're falling from the heavens, and then Aston Villa 57, trying to get back into Champions League. Los Cabrones are like, we won. We tasted it. We want it again. And then Fulham 51. Yeah, ahí sí se cae la cosa.
Ahí se acabó.
Se acabó la cosa.
Pero, I mean, hopefully Newcastle I don't know. Another win, and how many games are left? Another win, and we're probably
four games left. 4 games.
Okay, never mind. Forgot.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. All right. From individual matches, your Newcastle, they beat Ipswich 3-0. I mean, pues papita, pues hasta yo gano ese. Of the good ones. Arsenal disappointingly tying Crystal Palace with the Mateta golazo at the end.
Golazo de Mateta.
No, man.
He's the one that chipped it over, no?
Yeah.
Jeez.
This fool's been booty. I've had him on my team for freaking weeks.
Draft or budget?
On budget, because they had the 2 multiple game weeks.
Casi lo desnucaban, güey.
I know. Huh? He has like a helmet on. No?
Yeah. He's out there porque le pagan, si no.
Porque le pagan. Mateus Cunha, that fool is cooking lately. He's playing like he needs a paycheck next season because he does.
Strad Larson también is cooking too.
No, but there's a rumor Cunha to United or Cunha to Arsenal.
Cunha to Arsenal. Yeah, it's going to cost you a big buck, though. Wolverhampton needs money.
Especially scoring right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wolverhampton, let's talk some women's footy. Let's just get it right in here. Por las injusticias.
Del food.
Wolverhampton being in the 2nd division, 2nd tier women's. They're not in the Women's Super League or the La Premier League. They got 2nd place, which means they should be getting promoted to the 1st division in English footy, but the team never registered for promotion.
Yeah.
So they have to stay in 2nd division, all because the team seemingly didn't want to go up.
What?
I don't know. I mean, why else would you not register for promotion? I think the team.
Somebody just forgot. Somebody dropped the ball.
No,
I mean, that's what I got from it. The post you put on.
I think
Discord.
I mean, what I think is they don't. There's wage increases. There's overall spending more. Like I don't think you just forget. Yeah.
Damn, that's rough. Because so basically the whole team, the staff, coaching staff, y todos, they won their promotion, but they couldn't get promoted because somebody in the office,
somebody didn't do some
or the
paperwork.
Owners,
somebody didn't do paperwork.
Didn't want them to.
That's what we could assume. That's what I can assume, right? Allegedly. What's not alleged is that they're not going to go up.
Yeah, they're not.
And why can't they go up? Somebody didn't do something. Somebody didn't do some paperwork. Somebody said, like, faltó la onda. Did they do it on purpose? Did they want to?
That's $1 million.
If they wanted to, they would have, como dicen.
Yeah.
No, está cabrón. All right, folks, let's bring it on to Spain, la Copa del Rey. Un partidazo ahí.
Partidazo.
Your Barcelona, 3 finals in a row defeating Real Madrid.
Shoo, let's go.
3-2 here. They won the Supercopa. And then what was last year's La Copa del Rey también, no? Barcelona has a chance to win it all. Sextete, no? Or do they have a chance? What do they? They just lost in something.
De la Liga, Copa del Rey, they won it. So right now that I know of, they can get 3. And if they win Copa del Rey, then the Supercopa. That'd make it 4. So I don't know what other...
cooking.
Does the Club World Cup count as a sextete?
They're not in it.
Damn.
También no te hagas, güey. Perdón, they're not going to be there. And they're not going to get invited like your America, así de nomás de Oquis. But yeah, a whole bunch of controversy before the game. Refs coming out crying.
Yes. Crying is
first empezando.
Saying it like that sounds kind of fucked up. No cap.
He cried.
He did.
Entonces, I'm not saying he's
emotional.
I'm not saying he's a whiny. I'm not saying he's a whiny bitch. I didn't mean crying as in like quejándose.
Okay.
I meant he literally cried. Tell me I'm wrong. He cried.
Okay.
I'm not saying it was right or wrong by saying that, right? We're going to get into it. But before the crying, all these Real Madrid front staff start accusing the refs.
So, yeah, Real Madrid made a video accusing the ref of favoriting Barcelona whenever they play each other. Whenever Real Madrid and Barcelona play each other, he tends to be the ref, or he's been ref on certain occasions that Real Madrid feels like he favors Barcelona. Yeah,
that it's unfair that there's some favoritism towards the other team, which they're usually accused of. So no sé qué, de dónde empezó a sacar las cosas, mi don.
So now, because of this video, the ref's kid in school has been getting bullied.
Who hasn't?
So they're calling his kid, according to the interview that he said, is cheap or vendido or stuff like that.
Yeah, they're making fun of him at school.
Yeah.
Which if I were the kid, I'd be like, hey, ¿y tu papá qué hace?
Yeah.
Is your dad a ref? No.
Yeah.
Tú ni tienes papá, Timmy. Tu mamá ni sabe quién fue tu papá.
So in the interview, he gets pretty emotional, saying, "I've always taught my son or taken this profession to show my son how honest his dad is, integrity, and all these things."
It's pretty emotional. It was an emotional interview, and then he said that, like, what was really hitting was he was mentioning, like, can you imagine your son coming home to you crying and saying that it's all because of your fault and because, like, you're being accused of doing things that you don't do. You're just trying to do your job. Yeah. And I was like, God damn.
Yeah, so from my point of view, I think that's very disrespectful coming from an institution like Real Madrid. Going through the efforts of putting out a video like that.
How many hoops does that have to go through of approval to get posted? Yeah. Who took their damn sweet time to make a video like that and was like, I'm cooking. And then sent it to their social media manager, and they're like, yep. And then sends it to, like, that has to go to Florentino. That has to go all the way up. And then he's like, yeah, green light. That looks great. We're about to get fined. That looks great.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, yeah, it is a big blemish on the great institution of Real Madrid. I don't think teams have to resort to that. If you can't win games, bro, like, you're the most winningest club of all time.
Yeah, you have so many Champions League that you like to brag about.
If you can't win right now,
play the goddamn game, bro.
Can't win right now after spending $200 million, $500 million on these players. Maybe it's not the ref.
Yeah,
maybe something else is going on, my guy. But this is a clear example. Very tight match between a $1 billion squad and a bunch of kids with a couple of superstars. And the kids están en la madre. 3-2 Barcelona. Tie match the whole time. Tie match the entire time until Jules Conde called game.
Yeah.
In extra time.
Off of a Modric pass that Brahim Diaz just didn't seem like he wanted to get, or was just too slow to react.
A lot of these players. Did you see the play that Bellingham on the Pedri goal?
Yeah.
Did you see when they highlighted him in the play?
Yeah.
That he started walking back.
Yeah.
And Pedri made the hustle up, which they are supposed to be man marking each other, right? And Pedri jogs all the way to the other side and he puts it away.
A beautiful goal. A Lamine Yamal assist. And I think it just exemplifies how the difference between both clubs is culture. Barcelona, a team full of youngsters are hungry, that want to prove people wrong. Mm-hmm. And then you have a team.
And it comes from the coach.
Yeah, and it comes from the coach, Hansi Flick, making sure everybody gets there on time. And then, which they didn't yesterday. And it was big news because he expects everybody to come on time. But yeah, like a team that is que le echa huevitos.
Yep.
Okay,
and
Lamine Yamal acts like he's grown, like 30-something. He's 17.
Yep. And on the counter side of it, we all know the greatness of Ancelotti, but maybe some exhaustion, maybe just old age, getting tired of it, being at Real Madrid for so long. I don't know, a feeling of entitlement because you won so much. That stuff trickles down to your players, and they stop trying and they stop hustling, and like they don't give it all for the team, and it's just a bunch of individual players out there.
Yeah, I mean, to go from Toni Kroos, Modric, to Modric being 30-something, 38, still trying, pero pues no es lo mismo. Him being frustrated with guys like Brahim Diaz, with guys like Vinicius, who wouldn't track back, or Mbappe when he wouldn't track back. It's just, it becomes toxic. And then you have injuries that make it worse. Now you have Rudiger doing his shenanigans against the ref. It's become a really toxic environment, it seems like, which we thought they got past it, right? Because then they started doing well in league, and you're like, okay, maybe they got past it. Ya le están echando con todo. they just, whenever they play Barcelona, it goes the opposite way.
Yeah. I mean, it's still very much possible that they win the league. They're not that far. It's very much possible that they turn it on every once in a while. Even if Real Madrid doesn't turn it on, with the names that they have on the field, you expect them to beat every single team, right? So it's very much possible that they have a terrible season football-wise. They don't find a substitute for Modric, so he has to be out there. Fede Valverde at the right back, which is terrible. Like, they're piecing things together, all these things, but they still win so many games that in a long season, they beat Barcelona somehow. It's very much possible. Yeah. But it could still be seen as a terrible season for these referee blunder issues that they're having, all this drama, plus the internal drama, plus who are they going to sell because the locker room's just not working? Who do they bring in because nobody hustles? They have to bring in hustlers. They have to bring in new players.
Yeah, and then I feel like this Copa del Rey was a really good opportunity for either team. El que ganara de esa copa would position themselves to win the league. Porque ahora ya tienes todo este golpe anímico, all this positivity from winning your direct rival in league, that you now go into league the remainder of the games and just win them all. You still have to play those games. So like you said, it's still very much possible for either of them to win, for Real Madrid or Barcelona. Or maybe they both slip and you let Atletico Madrid in it.
Yeah. Well, now they're messing it up. But the devil's advocate to that is that Real Madrid has nothing else to play for now.
Right.
Right. So we'll see. They don't have stress on their mind of a Wednesday game, of the travel back from a different country, going to Milan in this case, right? Going to Italy. But we'll see what comes out of that. But you mentioned Rudiger threw an ice bag at the ref.
Yes.
I'm dead.
Did you see it?
No.
Yeah, so Rudiger was injured, I think, from like the 60th minute or a good portion of the second half. And he was still out there playing until extra time. Did you see the goal where Courtois came out and Rafinha went around him? You can tell in that when Rafinha shoots, he still tries to run to the goal. Y como que se mira que he's not comfortable running.
Yeah, it's hurting.
It's his knee. So anyways, he goes up, plays for the remainder of the second half, and then most of the extra time. Pero salen, lo sacan. And then inside, in la banca, he has ice packs for his knees. Jesus. And then there's a bad call. I think somebody does una de esas faltas cínicas where it's obviously a yellow.
Yeah.
Y la banca just clears and everybody's pissed. La banca de Real Madrid. And you just see this fool grabbing his ice packs from his knees. He sopas al ref.
Did he hit somebody?
No, but it was really close to the ref.
He didn't get a red.
No. He did get a red.
Oh, nice.
He got a red. And then it got really bad to the point where like 4 or 5 people needed to stop him from running at the ref. Just frustration. Lo mismo de lo que hablamos ahorita. It's just not a good look for Real Madrid.
No, man. They need that ice, un balde, no? Take a fucking ice bath, reset, figure out your priorities, check some egos for the team. But no. Está fea la cosa en el Madrid. Let's bring it on to some other leagues that's a little bit closer to home now. I do want to take it south of the border, way south of the border. Argentina over the weekend. River Plate versus Boca Juniors. We had el Superclásico de Argentina, which is I've been kind of tracking it for a bit now, mostly to hate watch Gago there with Boca Juniors. So I was excited for this match. I was chilling at home, and so I put it on. It was a really good match. Super good weather in Boca, other than the wind was hella in one direction, which was crazy. River Plate won 2-1, but the 1-0 17-year-old Mastantuono, Franco Mastantuono, I believe is his name, scored a worldie of a free kick into the wind. Se ve que it was like 30 yards, and se ve like before it went in, como que frenó un poquito el balón with the wind.
It stays floating, huh?
And it still went in on your boy Marchesín.
Hey, para que se le quite.
Para que se le quite for leaving. Now he's a god. You guys shipped him off. But, dude, a 17-year-old con esa pinche actitud. What's up with these teenagers lately?
We're just old, bro. It just feels like these teenagers just...
What happened to the 17-year-olds that we knew, Carlos Vela, that they win the World Cup, but they're not even close to the first team yet.
Yeah.
And now they're all freaking first division.
Yeah, I saw that go, and I was like, Jesus Christ, like 30 yards out.
What a banger.
But now that you mentioned the wind, because I didn't know about the wind, I see how he scored that.
No, it was against him, though. Should have been easier for the keeper.
Oh, shit, even worse.
Yeah, frenó el balón, like, in the air. Like, the wind was going against him. I don't know why you shot it. I was like, he's going to cross it. The wind's terrible.
Yeah.
There's a couple plays where defenders try to clear it out, and el balón would just start coming at you. No, but Boca Juniors takes an L. Gagos apparently, I don't see too much Twitter from South America, but apparently he's fired.
Yeah, apparently Gagos fired and Anselmi's fired. But
is that official too?
I was going through Porto's Instagram or Twitter. Nothing was communicated, so I don't know. Maybe both are brewing, or maybe it's just...
I mean, they're not doing themselves favors, and they might be out, but I know Gago's been on a short leash, and taking this L against River Plate was probably a big no-no. Riquelme, who is the sporting director there, had to chop some heads, I'm assuming. But it was a really good match, really physical, intense, como son los partidos de Argentina, man.
Yeah, con todo.
Not so much táctica, pero mucho talento y
mucha garra.
Y mucho, vámonos.
Y cuidado con las rodillas.
Un morete para llevarte a la casa.
Tobillos.
You got that 39-year-old dude that's somehow still really good, but he's just breaking fools out there. Marcos Rojo, he's like 33. Déjalo. No, Enzo Perez from freaking River Plate's 39 out there.
Jesus Christ.
And everyone was running around him, and he's just like, hey, ¿quién quiere?
Agárrense que todavía traigo para llevar.
¿Quién se acerca, cabrón? Es que I got 60 minutes in me.
Let's go.
No, but it was a really good match. Definitely been following South American footy a little bit more. So
that's what's up.
Hopefully in the future, when we have more time, we'll give you guys some bonus content de South American footy. Because Libertadores is on right now too.
They are, yeah.
Let's bring it to CONCACAF. We had the Champions League, what we just mentioned. Messi just got eliminated by Vancouver Whitecaps, the best team in North America. I said it.
Wild to say that.
I mean, I'm joking that they are, but they low-key really, are.
Yeah, I get that.
They low-key are.
When you think of MLS, you're not thinking of Vancouver Whitecaps being the best.
I mean, they're getting some weird freaking contributions. Brian White, their forward, has been like a forever MLS. Ni de un equipo le hace bien, ni al otro le va bien. And now he's like top goal scorer in the league, like doing really well. Ali Ahmed, one of their midfielders he's Canadian. All of a sudden he's balling out. Like, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's in the sauce.
Berhalter's there too.
Sebastian Berhalter scored a goal today. He's balling.
23-year-old.
And his pobre dad le metieron un touchdown over the weekend.
See, I was going to put that in the note. I was going to talk about it right now. We'll talk about it.
Con todo respeto, no hablamos de la goliza que le metieron.
Pobrecitos.
You know what's interesting about that? Chicago Fire losing 7-1. Berhalter went up against his assistant coach, Callahan.
Yeah.
And he's like, sopas cabrón, for not giving that promotion.
For not putting that letter of recommendation when I was there. Decirle a tu hermano o primo, el de la federación.
There was some beef there. But tomorrow is Cruz Azul versus Tigres, who we would all think is the winner of the tournament. But they're going to learn today when they got to go to Vancouver.
Va a estar frillito y los Vancouver, los Canadians, ahorita andan al millón.
And they got turf over there too, so that's always a bit tough for Liga MX teams.
But who would be the better fit? I think Tigres would be the better fit to play them. Although Cruz Azul, como nos dejó saber, against America, they're also a really good team.
Cruz Azul was winning 1-0, and then Tigres got the goal to come
but they were at
side
the
up,
Volcan.
and it was in El Volcan, which is great for Cruz Azul.
Mm-hmm.
This Cruz Azul squad is, they know how to just kind of win matches. But we don't know about that from a championship level yet, right? Like, it's Vicente Sanchez, not Anselmi now. Yeah. I think it's more risky for Cruz Azul to make it in for Liga MX, because then you're just like, oh, maybe they get smacked, or maybe they win it in a tight way. Tigres, I think, is like the more guarantee, you would think, por los nombres y los jugadores, los estrellas, Guido Pizarro. Mm-hmm. But I think Cruz Azul will move on. And I think I do think Cruz Azul wins this tournament.
We'll see.
Y agárrense en la liga,
June
cabrones. Agárrense en la liga.
La liga se ahogan con un vaso de agua.
Yeah, but all of a sudden now they got something different with Vicente Sanchez.
We'll see.
All right, let's bring it on to Liga MX. Speaking of that, we have the play-in, and then we'll give a little bit of an update on like who the matches are going to be. But Pumas, they defeated Juarez in penales. I don't have much to say about the game because it was a snooze fest.
It definitely was.
But they went to penales, and your boy Padilla, goalkeeper, the Pumas, has had a whatever season, más o menos season. I think statistically somebody said he was the worst goalkeeper of the Liga MX for the season.
Wouldn't doubt it.
But unos huevitos in the huddle before penalties where he says that he's going to stop 2 penales. He tells the team, vámonos cabrón con huevos. Yo voy a parar 2.
Yeah. In that Spanish accent.
Kind of, huh?
I see.
Hostia, tío. And he said, voy a parar 2. Like basically saying, you got to do the rest.
Yeah.
And they almost didn't, bro. They missed 2 themselves, I think. But he stopped 3.
He stopped 3, which was crazy. And flowers to him. Y todo lo que quieras, the greatest goalkeeper in that game. Lo que sea. He deserves his flowers, especially after saying, yo voy a parar 2.
No,
Tener esos
cojones.
De decir eso.
You've been a hater of him for a bit.
But it's not that I'm a hater. I'm just
you were
annoyed at the fact that he does this and it gets blasted everywhere.
I mean, pues también other keepers aren't saying that,
Todos
right?
lados.
And he was on camera. He was on candid camera saying.
And I think I'm more annoyed at that in such an intimate or such a for the players only. They're shoving cameras in their face.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like I'm annoyed about because you think of Barcelona or you think of Champions League or wherever they have penalties in these top European leagues. They're not doing that.
They like zoom in from hella far.
Yeah, they zoom in from above, and if you can read good, y si no, pues es todo. Pero aquí in Mexico, it's just all for the media. It's all for the likes and clicks and viral clips, and I found that a lot more annoying than whatever hate I had for him.
Yeah. But yeah, kudos to him. He really needed it. I honestly think to kind of turn his career around in Liga MX so far, his very short-lived career. But a good goalkeeper shootout between him and Sebastián Jurado, who everyone's kind of forgetting. También he had some good showing. También.
Yeah, the one that people are forgetting is Pablo Lara, who I was really rooting for because he's actually, 19. Padilla is 21. They're both pretty young, but I just wish we had goalies like him getting an opportunity maybe elsewhere to show your...
Yeah. He showed that he was good enough, honestly, and he's now starting for U23s, I think. So that's good on him. U23s or U21s, I forgot what it was. But yeah, so then Pumas moves on, not to the playoffs, but to the next play-in, which for some reason they broke out weekend and weekend.
Yeah,
they did it because of CONCACAF Champions League just in case any of the teams were there that they had their break. But now teams like America that's not in it, Monterrey that's not in it, they get like 2 weeks off, which might mess up your rhythm. But in the other match, the 7 versus 8, Monterrey versus Pachuca, Monterrey was up 1-0 until the 80th minute struck. Y se les fue la onda al pinche Monterrey, todos los estrellitas, los mejores del mundo.
Were you surprised?
Pachuca put up 2 goals. Solomon Rondon put the team on his back. And he scored one of them. And they won 2-1.
Let's go.
So they do move on. And Pachuca is the 7. And they play against your America. Ya les tocó pa Pachuca.
It's just the script writers are
they're tough.
Fire.
And this team that like they're you just look at the roster and you're like, how are you in 7th? And you are America's kryptonite. They are.
I'm telling you right now, if America gets past Pachuca, they're making it at least to the finals. I'm not even gonna say they're gonna win it.
Champion, come in, amártelo.
They at least make it to the final.
Amártelo y dilo.
And once you're there, a quien le juegues, America is the favorite, and they have a great chance.
Yeah, but a ver cómo les va el pinche fin de semana, cabrón.
Aparte de ellos, ¿quién más le puede ganar a la América? Cruz Azul. Y aparte de él,
maybe James Rodriguez if he turns it on with León. Maybe. Other than
porque
that,
ya le dijimos a Alexis Vega, cálmate si quieres venirte a Coapa. Calma.
Toluca, I would say by order, probably Cruz Azul, Toluca, and then León. León, oh God, how the mighty have fallen, man. Yeah. Jesus Christ. But now Monterrey, con tanta potencia, they have to play another playing match against Pumas this Sunday. Did you see when they were losing, Sergio Ramos was caught on camera asking somebody, he's like, hey, ¿tenemos otro partido?
No way.
Yeah, and the guy's like, yeah, one more playing. And he's like, oh, okay. And just goes back to watching.
That's embarrassing. Liga MX, you need to get rid of that.
So it's kind of crazy that a team like Monterrey has another chance, but also that they could move on. And then with that roster, play against the number one. What would Toluca kind of, if that happens? Because on paper, it's going to sound very tough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got Toluca versus either Monterrey or Pumas. We got America versus Pachuca. We got Cruz Azul versus León. And then we got Tigres versus Necaxa.
Los Larca Boys.
Los Larca Boys. I got a surprise there. I think that could happen.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Cool. We'll have time before the next match, before the actual playoffs start, our next pod. We'll give our full predictions there, folks, for the entire playoff. Ya que se agarran los ocho. All right, Cesar, give me some games to watch. Let's go.
We're going to take it to Spain. We have La Liga, Barcelona against Real Valladolid. After winning Copa del Rey and being in Champions League, also has league going on. They are in first place, so if they need to keep winning to stay at top and beat their arch rivals Real Madrid, who are just following them 3 points behind.
Let's go. I got in La Bundesliga Bayern trying to lock up the championship. They play against Leipzig this weekend, who's also trying to sneak into the top four there. So that's going to be a good one.
We're going to take it to the Premier League. We have Newcastle against Brighton this weekend. Newcastle is fighting to stay top four and get Champions League next season. They do have Brighton, who has recently been turning it on. Not in any playoff, not in any European positions, but are still a tough team to play.
I got in League One de Inglaterra, Stockport County versus my Wycombe Wonders de mi corazón. This is the 3 versus the 4. They're basically set to not make top two to make it promotion directly, but they're fighting for better placements so that they can get a better matchup in their upcoming promotion playoffs. So venga mi Wycombe Wonders. And I got Flamengo versus Cruzeiro in Brazil in La Serie A. This is the 1 versus the 4. They're barely about 6 matches in. Flamengo is one of 2 undefeated teams. The only one that's not laughable because the other one is Sao Paulo, who has 1 win and 5 ties. What a way to be undefeated. But yeah, I'm really excited for Serie A. Like I mentioned, I'm watching a little bit more South American footy.
Let's go.
The highlights at least, no?
Yeah, gotta watch it. Some really good footy down there.
All right, let's get it, folks. Like we said, come out to the tailgate this weekend. That's mandatory. That's así ASAP. Pick up right before. A whole bunch of stuff. Champions League final, May 31st. We have events coming, folks. Y todavía ni es el verano.
Ahí, imagínate.
Spring footy.
And hopefully we can make out...
Hola.
Hey.
Cesar, ¿qué quieres?
Hopefully we can make it out to some more games and get you some more more vlogs.
Yeah, vlog coming after this Saturday. A ver cuánto me tardo, güey.
Stay tuned. Hey, si se ponen pedos, ahí sabrán ustedes si van a salir en el vlog o no.
Sí. All right, well, we'll talk soon, folks. Peace.